We're going to start with the nation. Banks' credit to private sector rises to 74.3 trillion. NBA asks police state action on ECMR enforcement. Petrol to roll out from Dangote refinery next month. We've been hearing these things December, but hopefully. Okay, which story are we sticking?
Yes, Dangote. So the President and Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Industries Limited, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, disclosed that the Dangote Petroleum Refinery will be listed on the Nigerian exchange before the end of March 2025. It also came as the refinery again delayed the date for the supply of premium motor spirits known as petrol till August, which was another shift from July. They had promised July initially. So he disclosed that the refinery was set to roll out its petrol in August 2024, having resolved its crude oil supply issues through the help of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and federal government. And he said when he took the senior, he said this while he took the senior journalist on a tour of the refinery and the Dangote fertilizer plant in Ibeju, Lekki. That was yesterday. So he says, and I quote, "We plan to list the refinery and petrochemical before the end of the first quarter of next year." And he went ahead to also say that he has that the international oil companies also have been able to resolve their crude oil supply for last week. He says the issue of crude has been settled last week, but we hope that the IOCs will respect it. Now, before jumping back into the IOCs, he mentioned that the federal government owned just 7.2% in Dangote Refinery against the 20% that was publicized. And, they failed to pay for the balance of the 20% stake. So we just have to put it out there that it's 7.2% that they own with Dangote Refinery. Then back to the IOCs, he says that he feels the IOCs are deliberately and willfully frustrating the refinery's effort to buy local crude by hiking the costs. And the last time they bought it over the market price by $6, thereby forcing them to import crude from countries as far as the US with the high cost. And he has a feeling that these IOCs have an intent on keeping Nigeria as exporters while we are not able to produce our own crude here. And that's why they are doing everything to frustrate him from buying crude here. You see that we are the problems that we have ourselves. I'm sure there are stakeholders there who are manning the business, who are making tons of money from us being exporters instead of refining our own crude. And now somebody has started up a business. You can't even support him with your own natural resources. He has to go and buy all the way from US. By the time the price is high now, we say Dangote is cheating somebody down. He's a businessman. He has to make his profits.
Okay, let me take this story from the banks. So the banks are increasing lending to private sector with an average of monthly of 1.6 trillion. It says that it has increased from 71 back in March. Now it's 74.3 trillion naira lending to the private sector. What this means, according to analysts, said that this is a measure of confidence in Nigerians. Nigerian banks, as foreign investors gradually took a more active stance in the nation's economy. Experts also agree that an increased private sector lending implies a major boost for the economy, as there's a link between credit to private sector and economic growth. So we're hoping that, but I don't know how much the interest rates will be, even if you are lending. So that's another conversation. But I'm happy that more banks are becoming the backbone of many of the SMEs that we have right now.
So I want to take the story from the perspective of NBA. The Nigerian Bar Association, as yesterday, urged the police. So the Nigerian Police Force has released an information that they are going to be implementing the Central Motor Registry Information System certificate, which will cost Nigerians 5,375 naira per vehicle, and that the deadline for registration has to be July 29. So the NBA, speaking on behalf of Nigerians, this one we're grateful for. The president of the NBA, Yakubu Meikel, said that he feels this is an additional hardship on Nigerians who are having to pay several taxes. They have an event coming up on the 18th of July with the theme tax tariffs and the taxpayers, exploring impact on the public and economy. And he said he will take it. He has sent a letter to the Nigerian Police Force. He said he will take it up with the presidency if need be, that this should not be implemented right now. That Nigerians are going through a whole lot.
It's not a hot topic, because only those who have interest in kidnapping, you've invested in kidnapping, you've invested in banditry, that you say that this is not good for. Because what we need, what this does, you understand what it does? It helps them to be able to trace better. You know how, because we're having issues of insecurity, kidnapping, some of these things are people that are traced to it. The police are unable to track people,
What happened to the one we have done?
Well, now that's a different conversation. So
Yes.
that's a conversation we need to have, a robust conversation to know what's been done in the past,
Yeah.
where we are right now, why there was need for this, but what she tell us is not necessary. The Punch.
Free.
Dangote, we love 3 things. That's why I'm paying 90,000. When I was silly, turning on all the conditions in my house, thinking I can be living lavishly. Now, and they has put me in my level. So we all need to just read. Sorry, moving on. The Punch. Dangote lists refinery shares March, supplies petrol August. Tinubu world leaders condemn assassination attempt on Trump. CBN drops Bureau de Change operators in $123 million sale. And any story inside, anybody?
Yes, I have a story inside. So, some unidentified assailants allegedly killed a maize farmer named Oga Fidelis in his farm in Odomo CB area of Ijebu-Igbo on Saturday. They said the incident occurred just 2 weeks after a rice farmer named Taiwo Paul was reportedly murdered by suspected headers in the Kata area of Owekoro local government. The victim was discovered in a critical condition, lying in a pool of blood at his rice plantation with severe cuts to his neck and leg, right leg. His brother, that's his twin brother, Kehinde, found him groaning in pain before he eventually succumbed to the injuries. So, however, the State Police Command, through his spokesperson, Omolola Odutola, was the one who informed the correspondents that the 2 incidents were unrelated and that the perpetrators behind the Saturday's incidents were yet to be found. And a source also in the police command also said that what happened was that the Fidelis family grew worried from his lack of return from the farm after he had left early that Saturday morning, and they had to get a search party going. They dispatched the search party to the farm to comb the farm and surrounding area, only for them to find his lifeless body in the farm with severe machete cuts on his neck and other parts of his body. So the police spokesperson, in a telephone conversation with the correspondent on Sunday, said the corpse had been taken to the hospital for autopsy and that investigation is still ongoing. We're hoping that they will be able to fish out the perpetrators of this.
So let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.